Welcome to the Valley Scholar Report. Presenting you with the special, the B.B. King Symposium, The Women in Blues, with your star reporters, Uriah Key, LaTavia Williams, Michaela Perry, Sierra Gray, Morgan Roselle, Ian Kel Santos, Dee Liddell. And now for your hosts, Raquel Barber and Zipporah Wadley.
Welcome to NVSU News on WVSD TV. I am Raquel Barber with my co-host,
Zipporah Wadley.
And today we're here to talk to you about the B.B. King Symposium, Women in the Blues. The first person we'll be talking about is Teenie Tucker. I truly enjoyed her. What about you, Zipporah?
I did. Miss Teenie Tucker was definitely one of my favorites, especially when she started singing them songs. I was like, girl, you better sing.
She most definitely had the energy. And that's who we'll be talking about first. Teenie Tucker, brought to you by Uriah Key.
Teenie Tucker has made a name for herself here and the world over. With a successful career of over 30 years of blues performing, Teenie Tucker shares her life story and why she loves doing what she does the most.
I fell in love with blues. And when I fell in love with blues, I fell in love with the music, especially the history, the culture. Well, I didn't start blues until I was in my 30s. My father was Tommy Tucker. He wrote the High Heel Sneakers Classic of 1964. It's been done by the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, Elvis Presley, Stevie Wonder. And I think I got my singing ability from him. I sang in church most of my life until he passed away on my birthday in 1982. And I had a German promoter contact me and say, "Do you sing blues? We'd like to bring you to Europe." I told him no, but I can learn it. And they sent me a cassette tape with like 20 songs on it. And I learned the songs, and the rest is history. I fell in love with blues. And when I fell in love with blues, I fell in love with the music, especially the history, the culture. I opened up for B.B. King in Dresden, Germany in 1994 or 96. I met B.B. again at the Monterey Bay Blues Festival in 2010, I think it was, and I was crowned Blues Artist of the Year. He invited me and a couple of my players on his bus, and we went on his bus to talk to him, and he really was enlightening. I love B.B. B.B.'s a good guy, and he always would give you some advice about something. So he told me one time, he said, "You're not just a blues singer, you're a singer." You know, and so that inspired me. I've been coming back to this for the last 7 years since he passed away, and being a part of the symposium.
The same way the blues has made an impact on Miss Teenie Tucker, she is continuing to have that same impact on the youth and in the blues industry. This has been Uriah Key reporting for NVSU News.
That was a great job, Uriah. You truly gave some inspiring information. So what do you think about this, Zipporah?
I think he did a wonderful job. Up next is Miss Nellie Mack. Miss Nellie Mack was the only professional bass player present at the symposium. She is the band leader for the Nellie Mack Project, and she is also a part of the gospel group Soft Wind. Her energy at the symposium was definitely contagious. What do you think?
I can truly say she was one of the people that made her presence known. She made her thoughts heard, and she truly applied the pressure that was needed.
She really did. So let's turn it over to Miss LaTavia Williams so that she can give us more about Miss Nellie Mack.
Growing up, Nellie Mack had a love for music. She played the piano, but soon found interest in playing the bass guitar, which at the time was unheard of for women to play. But despite her differences, she made a name for herself.
What is for you? Keep some humor about yourself, because you're going to be frowning many times. And the more humor you keep about yourself, the less you're going to frown. My name is Nellie Mack Ennis. However, my stage name is Nellie Mack. And how it became Nellie Mack was the radio announcer said, "And that will also be Nellie MC." And I turned around and looked at the radio. I said, "Okay, what we got to do is spell this thing out completely so it can be pronounced as that." So that's how Nellie McInnes became Nellie Mack. And I've been in this thing. I started playing behind Sam Myers professionally. He's a legend in the blues. A lot of people know him. I started playing behind him in 1973. Since then, of course, I performed with Clark Terry, Dizzy Gillespie, Ellis Marsalis, Franco, Pat Brown, just numerous of people, opened shows for many more. Now I have my own group and had it since the early 2004. I have a jazz group, quartet, have a trio, have a duo, and I have the Nellie Mac Project, which everybody's familiar with, the big group. I won the Governor's Arts Award this year, 2020, the first time ever they've given it to a female bass player on the low end. This thing was not easy, and I don't want you to think it was. Keep some humor about yourself because you're going to be frowning many times. And the more humor you keep about yourself, the less you're going to frown.
Words to live by from the genuine and authentic Miss Nellie Mac. This is LaTavia Williams reporting from NVSU News.
LaTavia really did a great job covering that piece. What do you think?
I also think she did a great job. She really brought to life Nellie Mac energy with the information that she spoke about.
She really did. And I remember Miss Vicki Baker from the one-on-one that we had, and she was phenomenal. And you got to dance with her, so I'm sure you enjoyed that.
I did. She was truly a powerhouse in that and was one of my favorite presenters. So next up, that's who we'll have, Vicki Baker, brought to you by Michaela Perry.
Vicki Baker, an NVSU graduate and Southern Soul artist, was a facilitator on the panel for Women in Blues at the B.B. King Symposium. Vicki Baker shares tips on her career as a woman in blues.
I want to make sure that I did my research so that I could be knowledgeable about that part. Oh no, this is not my first experience with Mississippi Valley State University at all. Well, it's all a celebration. We make sure there's a celebration, and there are always artists coming together, for the purpose of celebrating BB, what he was all about and what he stood for. This year just happened to be different because we're doing just the panel discussions, and the things that we're focusing on is different. But it's still going to be all a celebration for him, and what he meant to the university and what he meant to people in general. Well, I just, I figured out from early on that I need to be knowledgeable about the different aspects of music, But I found that when you're knowledgeable, it helps you, especially being a female, because sometimes the guys don't think you really know what you're talking about. And I knew that I had the music part of it by me being a band director and having a master's degree in music. I wasn't worried about the music part of it because I could pretty much hang with the musicians on that. I mean, I could speak the lingo and I knew what I was talking about. But on the business part of it, I wanted to make sure that I did my research so that I could be knowledgeable about that part of it.
This is Michaela Perry reporting for NVSU News. Back to you.
Michaela really gave some information that I didn't even know about Miss Baker. How did you enjoy it?
She did. I just love that story that she did on her.
I did too. And next up, we're actually going to have Anna Cody.
We are. Anna Cody is the widow of the late Bill Cody. She is also the co-founder of B&J Records. I just love how she was able to convince her husband to start their own record label. What do you think?
She was truly a powerhouse, and she was innovative for a woman in her time to actually take charge and put her family in a better position. So I can really say I admire that.
She really was. Let's turn it right over to Sierra to hear more about Miss Anna Cody.
Anna Cody, the co-founder of B&J Records and the CEO of Cody Records, speaks on joining the music industry from a record label standpoint.
Why don't we start our own record label? I said, I don't see you getting $5 or $10. I said, you've been singing for years. My name is Anna Cody. I'm the widow of Bill Cody. My husband had been singing for a long time. He was with a record label. And when we got married, I didn't like the idea of the way things was going for him being in the music business. And I told him, why don't we start our own record label? And he said, you gotta be kidding. I said, no. I said, I don't see you getting $5 or $10. I said, you've been singing for years. We started at B&J, which it was in his name. I told Denise, I said, Denise, I think I'm finna start my own business. And she told me, go ahead and do it. That's when she told me to take Karen Wolf with me because Karen Wolf was backgrounding for her. So I started that, and then after a while, man, all my music and stuff started jumping. I was playing it on WDIA and And I was traveling and I was getting all kind of shows. And I said, we can do this ourselves.
Truly some inspiring words from Miss Anna Cody. This is Sierra Gray reporting for MVSU News.
Sierra really did a great job with that piece. She really came out of her comfort zone with that.
She did, and she truly brought the true energy of what Anna Cody was for her husband and the music at that time.
She definitely did.
And next up, we'll have Rachael Koba, a lady who was also stepping out of her comfort zone. She was shy, and she was into classical music and went and made her own into blues. And next up, that's who we'll have, brought to you by Morgan Russell.
Rachael Koba began her blues career 30 years ago when she received her first guitar. Here she speaks about the women in blues and what it means to keep the blues alive.
Keep playing the blues. Keep listening to it. Keep supporting it. And change the world. And it's going to keep doing it for the good. Go ahead. I'm Rachael Koba. That's my name all the time. No stage name. I've thought about it, but it just happened to be what it is. My goodness. Maybe I got introduced to playing blues on stage 30 years ago. It's been that long. I was here for the second annual, so this is my first year back. I was really, really honored to be a part of such a great group of women. And Teenie did an amazing job of some more blues history with blues women. And we can't have men without women, so it's just as important. We're seriously outnumbered in representation. So when there's so few but still so many, I was honored to be asked to be part of it. I never met BB. I got about as close as you are to me, and I was too nervous to say anything, and there was a whole bunch of people swarming, and I never do well with that. I think yesterday I was talking about how I'm shy. You know, I do that. So yeah, I saw him a bunch of times, every chance I could. It was kind of interesting to be asked to do this after he was gone, and I was playing what was there was a BB King's in West Palm Beach, Florida, and then they changed it to Lafayette's, I think his partner or something. So I'd had the house gig there right after he passed, and then got asked to do this, and it was really strange. And I thought, okay, you know, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. You know, we're keeping this alive. And this museum is amazing for that. There's so much history here and so much information. It's almost person to person. This is my favorite place in the whole world. Keep playing the blues. Keep listening to it. Keep supporting it. It's what we have, you know, and change the world. It's going to keep doing it for the good.
As you can see, Rachael Koba speaks about how to keep the blues alive and how it has changed the world. This is Morgan Roselle reporting for MVSU News.
That was truly some great information from Morgan. She truly showed that Miss Rachael wasn't shy at all.
She wasn't shy at all, and Morgan really did a great job covering that story.
She did, and you know what's so funny? The next person wasn't shy at all. It's Miss Nellie Travis.
Oh yeah, Miss Nellie, she is a native of Mount Bayou, Mississippi, and she is a fiery singer whose music encompasses both contemporary blues and Southern soul. I saw in her bio that she wanted to be an actor. I can't even imagine her being an actor, but I'm glad that she chose music.
I am too, girl, and it's so funny that all that talent is built up in such a small lady, but she most definitely makes up and shows out for it.
Yes, so let's turn it right over to Mr. Yankee Santos for more information about Miss Nellie.
Nellie Travis, a fiery singer whose music encompasses both contemporary blues and Southern soul, talked with us about her experience as a woman in blues and also showcases her as a down-to-earth personality that her fans love very much.
I am a legend in this industry. If not to anyone, I am to myself. It's an awesome experience. I'm a BB King fan, and the fact that they invited me this year is just totally awesome, and it's like I'm home away from home. Mississippi is my state, and I'm excited for this, and I think it's a great opportunity for us as well as it is for the students. Well, I think if they do a lot more hiring women opposed to it being dominating so much with the male, you know, with the males are totally dominating, but it would be great if they just reached out and if they just, like they do a whole men concert, to just reach out and do a full women concert, it would be awesome. I want my music to be remembered as a Coco Taylor, as a Gladys Knight, as a Tina Turner. I want it to be remembered as to who I am, which I have a lot of great fans, and they love me because they always tell me, oh, you don't act like the other artists, you so down to earth. And that's what I want them to always remember, is that I am down to earth. I am a legend in this industry. If not to anyone, I am to myself. I would just say to them to read as much as you can, learn as much as you can about the industry. And I have a song, and it's called Keep On Moving, and that's what I say to all the younger people that are moving forward. Keep on moving. I motivate me. People in the industry that I still praise, they were a great motivation for me, but I learned through them to motivate myself.
Nellie Travis has grown throughout her career, from singing at the church to a superstar and legend of the blues. Ian Kill Santos reporting for NBSU News. Back to you.
Yankee did a great job covering that piece. He gave a lot of helpful information that I did not know.
He really did, and Yankee really stepped out of his comfort zone with this one, and he really did Miss Travis justice. And next up, we'll be having BB Queen. BB Queen was a woman who took the name from a famous man and she made it her own, and she started her own legacy. So now, let's go to Miss BB Queen, brought to you by Morgan Russell again.
A powerful bass guitarist and a soulful singer, BB Queen explains what it's like being a woman in a male-dominated field.
You got blues in every last thing that you do. While you're beatboxing and shaking your head, you got the blues. The name in itself, I actually started in the church. I didn't start out as BB Queen. I started out in church, and the mothers of the church, and this is so far back, they would bring the tape recorders to church. And they bring a tape recorder to church, and they tape, and the preacher said, man, I'm really preaching good today, boy. They got all the tape recorders out. And the mother said, no, we ain't listening to BB Queen. She's our really own BB Queen. So I'm like, BB Queen, that sounds pretty good. And then we got Mr. BB King, who's such a gentleman. So, in essence, that's where the name came from. Music, a good song is a good song. I like Snoop. I like BB Queen, I like BB King, I like Nellie T, Vicki Baker, and anybody else I did that, Nellie Mack. I like all of that, Miss Jody. I like everybody's music. A good song is a good song. So don't get pigeonholed and think, oh, blues is for my grandma. You got blues in every last thing that you do. While you're beatboxing and shaking your head, you got the blues.
Right, that's where it all come from. So let me ask you this.
With her fiery personality and stage presence, BB Queen truly embodies what the spirit of the blues really is. This is Morgan Rosaire reporting for NVSU News. Back to you.
That was some great information by Morgan. She truly brought BB Queen to life for me.
She did. Morgan always does a great job. It doesn't surprise me at this point. Next we will have Miss Jody. Miss Jody was born in Chicago, Illinois, and she was that R&B vocalist who put her own contemporary spin on Southern Soul. What did you think about Miss Jody?
I love Miss Jody. The fact that she was a Christian lady who was able to bring sexy back, she truly is an innovator.
She is definitely the bomb. Next, we're going to turn it right over to Mr. D. Liddell for more about Miss Jody.
An R&B vocalist who put a contemporary spin on classical Southern Soul, Miss Jody has become a favorite in blues and soul circles for her often witty songs that speak truth about life and love. We were able to get the opportunity to speak with Miss Jody about how she started her blues career.
Well, I never got a chance to meet him personally, but I've been to the museum before. It's another notch in my belt. And like I said, today was a brand new experience for me. My name is Verdi Beatrice Joanna Della Paz, a.k.a. Miss Jody. You know, that's my first time sitting on the panel, and I truly enjoyed it. And to be able to talk to the audience, to the students, and share how I feel and what I think, it was awesome. Well, I never got a chance to meet him personally, but I've been to the museum before, and like I said, today was a brand new experience for me. It's another notch in my belt, as I say in the church, and I'm glad about it. I got a chance to meet some people I had never met before. I got a chance to see some familiar faces again, sharing what I think, my point of view, and listening to everybody else, to their point of view. To be honest with you, I enjoyed the whole thing. I truly did. And when they were up there doing a jam session, oh man, I was sitting there boo-hooing and crying. I mean, I could feel it. It was just so real. It felt so good to me. And That's Miss Jody.
Inspiring words and impassion from Miss Jody. This is LaTavia reporting for NVSU News. Back to you.
This year, at the 7th Annual B.B. King Symposium, I can truly say I've learned more than I ever have at the past ones. The women in blues truly did carry a great part of the blues.
They did. And if only B.B. King was here to see all of it, he would definitely be pleased.
Yes, he would. I can honestly say people like Nellie Travis, Cody, those women, they just truly exude being a boss. Mm-hmm. And in such a world that's so male-driven, it's so honest in them to be equal and for them to fight for their power. I can truly say, what did you, as a woman, how did you feel about that?
I truly felt that they represent the black female race well. Like, I want to be more like them. Like, I want to have a presence to where when I walk in the room, I'm able to capture everyone's attention. That's powerful, especially as a black woman. Like, you're a minority and you're able to have that impact on someone, then you're really doing something right.
That is very but so true. It's like watching them, it just showed that just because you are a minority, you can overcome it all. Mm-hmm. Your talent truly has to speak for itself. No matter what did you go through, or no matter the background or the rough beginnings, it's always about how you finish. Mm-hmm. And so with that in mind, we just want to tell you from the NVSU TV family that we all wish you a very blessed day.